Hi guys, welcome back to Gray Space. I'm Jess.
And I'm Yaretxi.
Sorry, I'm laughing because we recorded for 30 minutes. This girl did not hit the press record on the microphone.
You guys hear that? That sounds like freaking blame. We're supposed to be in this together. I want you guys to hear this.
Okay, but I take accountability too because I didn't even notice until the camera. Yeah.
Whatever.
But anyways, we have a new wallpaper.
She took my line.
Oh, sorry. You can cut that out.
No, we can't. No, we're gonna keep going.
Cut it.
Cut it. She's talking to herself. Okay, guys. We have a new wallpaper. Yay!
So exciting.
It's purple, obviously. I mean, unless you're colorblind, I don't know. But we got it purple. I feel like it just goes with us. I mean, it is still called Gray Space, but the color don't gotta be gray. You know what I mean? It can be like bold, just like us. And yeah,
it was just too bland. We were like, I think it just needs a little. What? No. I think it just, needs a little, make the gray space sign pop off because I feel like it just blended in too much with the wall. And
yeah, it was just not given as much as we thought it was going to give. But we made our pockets hurt for sure because we did this 2 times.
Well, the first one didn't cost as much because the wall was already white, but yeah, this one did.
This one we're kind of like, maybe this is gonna be the last color for
be spontaneous.
This is
every
gonna
once
be
in a while.
Yeah, this is gonna be for the season though, guys. So
New year.
Yeah, exactly. That's how I saw it. I was like, new year, new paint. You know what I mean?
Exactly.
Had to put some primer on that bitch.
Some primer.
But yeah, guys, the last color was like, it looked white, and I feel like everybody's like, wasn't it white? I'm like, no, it was not white. We painted the wall like gray blues, kind of.
It's because when we went to the store, it just looked different.
It looked different. It looked darker for sure.
It did.
And when it got here, it kind of looked light, and I was like, bro, it looks white. But this one, super shiny, super nice. I am gonna mention, you guys are gonna see like some white spots.
Oh no.
But Eric and I had to do it together. So please don't judge us, all right? And by the way, we're gonna add stuff to the wall, so that's why it was kind of like, it doesn't really matter. Because you guys aren't really gonna pay attention to it anyways. But yes, it's not a background, so you guys are actually gonna just see like white because it's actual paint. All right? We're not professionals. But
I don't think they can even see it because the light is shining in the middle. So it's like bright.
When I was looking at the camera, I could see it a little bit.
Really?
Yeah. Well, then again, I pointed it out to myself. So
okay.
I already knew.
But if you probably didn't mention it, they probably wouldn't even know.
Well, I don't know. What if
they're not going to zoom in and be like, oh,
what if they're
you
painters?
got white spots in there.
What if they're painters?
Yaretxi, who cares?
Just don't judge us, all right? But we did the best we could. In the time we could. This was a 1-day work.
Yeah, it really was.
You guys should actually see the sides because this is crazy. But, we're going to fix it up. Just not today. I don't really have time today or this week, but someday in the future, we're going to do it. I promise. But today, me and Jessica wanted to talk about something deep and emotional. I feel like, bro, before we get into it, how was your week? How was your day? How have you been feeling? I feel like every day we should probably ask, how have we been feeling? Yes, a check-in. Let's do the Jessica check-in.
Weekly check-in. I've honestly been feeling a mix of emotions. I don't know why. I think it's the full moon.
Oh my God.
Every time the full moon comes, it affects me. I don't know if it's just me or anyone, but I've just been feeling some type of way. And I've been doing everything I can to like uplift myself. But, it's just like one of those things where it's like you just have to let yourself feel it and, not try and force yourself to be happy all the time or, and it's like good vibes, good energy. But yeah, it's been a wave of emotions for sure. But today I do feel better. But yeah, how was your week?
Period. um, I feel good today. Are we talking about today or the week? I'm confused.
The week today. The week / today.
Oh. Today's a good day. I have been doing a lot of inner therapy and a lot of reflections. Not just today, like we're talking about the week, you know, because today that'd be crazy. But today I honestly just went to work and I stayed home after because I had to work on myself and just kind of vibe with myself. And I actually enjoyed it.
That's
I feel
good.
like sometimes I'm just like, alone, yuck. But then I'm just like, you know what? Maybe I should find where I strive, you know?
Wow.
And for me, when I'm alone, I strive more when I read. So that's what I was doing, and I love it.
Nice. You're enjoying your alone time.
Yes, I like it a lot.
Self-care.
Period. I'm never really alone, though, because I have dogs,
So you're not completely alone.
not completely alone. Oh, hell no. I'd probably be like in the dark corner.
Oh my god. Please don't say that.
No, that's scary. Not for me.
No, in the corner.
Never will be. But guys, speaking of alone, today we want to talk about the abandonment wound.
Dun dun dun.
Dun dun dun. If you guys don't know what that is, it's okay
Good for
because
well, the people that haven't been through it.
Oh, I was like, oh. No, but it's okay if you don't know what it is because I didn't either. And I think a lot of people don't realize that they have this wound in their heart until they have to really sit down and really resonate with why their life is not going the way they wanted. But there's a lot of different wounds. I actually wrote them down.
So she got a list, people.
I got a list, guys. So I'm not on my phone texting because if I was, I'd be getting in trouble. But there's different wounds. Today we're talking about the abandonment wound, but there's the betrayal wound, the denial wound, the judgment wound, and the separation wound. Yeah, there is a lot of damn wounds that can affect your heart and how you live your day to day. But today I kind of wanted to talk to you about the abandonment wound because I think I've really just been dealing a lot with what my next steps are with the people that I feel abandoned me. And that's why I kind of wanted to bring it up this week. And Jessica also had a different topic that I think we can incorporate on this video as well. And it's how to discipline yourself through the difficult moments, especially when you're going through this and also trying to fix it yourself, you know, trying to do some inner therapy, if you know what I mean. Mm-hmm. But I'm going to read the one that Jessica resonated with. And then instead of reading the whole list again, because like she said, we recorded already. Okay. It was she resonated with the factor of the fear of being alone and surrounding herself with people all the time. That's the one you resonated with. And the one that was it the give too much too, or
for me?
Mm-hmm. Or which one was it?
No.
Oh, the whether you question a lot whether they like you or not.
Oh yeah, I think it was that. Yeah.
So if you ever feel like you do, this is not only about overthinking because I feel like I'm an overthinker and I question everything. Mm-hmm. But if your daily day is like you're thinking, oh, my man doesn't love me, or my man doesn't even like me, he's stopped laughing at my jokes, or your friend is like doesn't really like you like anymore or whatever. If you keep questioning yourself with those relationships, that might be because you have the abandonment wound. And if you give too much, it might be because you have the abandonment wound. And if you are afraid of being alone, it might be because you have the abandonment wound.
Which one did you resonate most with?
For me, it was the giving too much and trying to not please others, but be there for everybody's instantly, you know.
Oh, okay.
And yeah,
more like trying to like trying to fix them or just trying to like be there?
Not fix them. I think just trying to be there and just being in their, I don't know, their life, even if they don't want me in their life.
Oh, okay, okay.
Like, I just like want to be there and
want to
like
be accepted.
exactly.
Yeah.
And that comes from a long line of abandonment. But we're gonna start with Jessica. So how do you think, or when do you think the abandonment wound started opening for you?
I think it started opening once my dad left. I was around like 8. I noticed, well, not during that time, but now that I reflect, I do notice that I would be very distant with people. Like Yaretxi said, when they act different, I would question it a lot. Oh, do they want to be in my life? Like, do they want to be my friend? So I think that was definitely something that I had to work through until right now. So yeah, I'm not going to say it was hard for me because, I mean, my dad and I didn't have an emotional bond. So I don't really know him as a person, he's just a stranger to me. So yeah, like I don't really know him like for him as a parent, as a dad. I just know him a distant relative, I guess. Yeah. So that's kind of how I relate to my dad. But yeah, I've tried to have had a relationship with him, but it clashed. So I'm just gonna give up. But I have been thinking about reaching out, and I think it's just time now that I am older and I am more aware. I'm like, okay, maybe I can make it work, but I don't know. It's something I'm still contemplating. I don't know if I'm gonna go through with it, but yeah, it's been difficult for sure. I know that I've had a lot of codependency on people, so that's for sure stems from a fear of abandonment. So I think that was like a number one for me for sure. Just wanting people to, validate me, want me to be there, and when they didn't, it would hurt, and I think I was just kind of chasing that validation for my dad. So I think that's what it was, honestly. But yeah, it wasn't easy. Once I joined therapy, though, it really did help me work through that codependency. So now I don't cling myself or attach myself to people as much. So it's been helping. But yeah, what about you?
I would say the same. With the whole father figure thing, I didn't have my dad either when I was younger, so it was always my mom. Shout out to mom. But yeah, she raised me and my brother, and my dad was kind of never in the picture. When we got here to the United States, I remember briefly us being together as a family, but like arguments, like kind of they still echo in my ears. But I do remember him leaving, and then like in a blink of an eye, I swear, I just remember him having a different family, and it wasn't even his kids, which that's the part I think that I held on to, even though I didn't show it, because obviously I had my mom and she was always there and she didn't leave us for a different family. I think I held on to it because when I was younger, I always wanted to be with my dad. And I would cry for my dad. Like, I would want to be with him. I would want to move with him. And he would always be like, I can't, or whatever. And my mom, I grew to resent her because I felt like I had to choose a side. And if I chose his side, she would hate me. So I think that's where it kind of stemmed from. Once I just stopped talking to my dad in the way of, like, I don't know, we didn't have, like you said, like a close bond, like you and your dad didn't either, right? But I did see him in a lovingly way still, if that makes sense. Even though he didn't take care of me, I still wanted that. It's like it was a part of me, I just wanted to be daddy's little girl,
like his affection and all that. Yeah.
And I think that came from because my mom preferred my brother. And ever since, I mean, I still say this to this day, like my mom's like, I was harder on your brother, this and that. But I'm like, you don't feel the rejection I felt that you always gave him the attention. Whether you were harder on him, that was still attention you gave him.
Mm-hmm.
You know, and he obviously, my brother, like super freaking smart, you know. He always got straight A's. He was in GATE. And I don't know, like I was never really into it. Like, I mean, I'm smart in my own way, you know? But she gave him all that praise, and I think I had like the abandonment wound from both of my parents because I just felt alone all the time.
Dang.
So now growing up, I can't be alone. Like I feel the need to have someone there, which shout out to Eric because he does a really good job of this, but he praises my successes. When I was younger, I didn't get that. So
That's sweet. That's like healing your inner child, huh?
exactly.
Yeah.
That's what I tell him. I'm like, you really are like, I know this is weird, bro, but I'm like, you're really the dad that I didn't have. Which is like goes to daddy issues and shit, you know?
Yeah,
but
for
still
sure.
like, I don't know, like that man, he gives me what I should have had when I was younger, and it makes me even happier because once I have kids, they're gonna have what I didn't have.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Oh, that's sweet.
But
Yeah.
yeah,
It's hard. I mean, especially like, you know, if when you want to have a family and you want, I guess, you know, what you didn't have as a child, and you know you want to see your kids have that, and you know it's just healing to you and to them. So yeah, I'm glad you found the person. Yeah,
I am too. No, but yeah, there's a lot of ways that you can feel this wound, like we were talking about. Like for us, it just happens to be our fathers.
Yeah.
I know I've been telling Jessica, like, I want to talk to my dad too, because you know you said you want to reach out. But no me da la gana sometimes. Honestly, I'm just like, bro, I'm good.
Yeah,
You
like
know?
you don't need him.
Like, yeah, because like she said, he's a stranger now, and I'm like, I feel at peace with my life now, and I just feel like if I add somebody in, which it might be a part of it, but he's gonna leave again. You know, like, so what's the point?
So that's your train thought process.
Exactly. So I'm just like, but, which is bad maybe because I don't need him as a father anymore. So like, now the question for us is like, do we want to get to know them as people? Like, because we're already adults. Like, what do we need them for? Like, unos $20? Like, no, come on now. You know? So for us, it's a little different, and it sucks to see it that way because I know a lot of people that do have their fathers there. And girl, if I had a dad, I would be calling him on how to paint. Honestly, my mom has her boyfriend. I had to call him on how to paint, and sometimes it sucks because I'm like, there's little things, and I'm just like, damn. Yeah, I wish I had like my dad to like talk about this
to guide you and give you advice. Yeah,
like when we were in cahoots, me and my dad still, I would call him about, oh, I want this car, or I want to paint my car, or whatever. He would answer and be like, sí, llévatelo, whatever, here and there. I know this guy over here. And just the joy it felt, it was like, damn, I got a dad. I'm going to call my dad up right now. But now I can't do that. Now I'm just like, let me call Eric. And then he's like, I don't know. I'm just like, damn. Can I talk to your dad?
Can I talk to your dad?
No, but I feel like I still firmly believe he would like leave again. Even though he's already like with his own little family. It's
yeah. You really feel that your relationship wouldn't repair, or just...
No, like what? I don't know. Like, what is he going to say that I don't know? You know?
I don't know. I mean, have you tried... Oh, I don't know if I asked you already, but have you tried, like, telling him, like, how you've felt about the relationship between you both?
I've talked to him about certain things that I went through, because one time, one day he would just, like, called me, and he was like, I'm so sorry I wasn't there for you, this and that. And he said something about me, like, him getting, like, another daughter. And, like, now he has, like, 2 daughters or something like that. They're not his, but, you know.
Adoptive, yeah.
Yeah, so he takes care of them, and he's posting on Facebook with the little girls and all this. And it doesn't hit me as worse as it hit me before. But he did call me, and he asked me, how would you feel about this, right? And I was like, I'm happy that you're happy. If you're happy, go for it. But I did tell him, like, I don't ask you, how do you feel if I got married? You know what I mean? Like, it's because we're just, if I did ask him that, then I think I would see him more as a father. But I just see him, like you said, like a distant relative. Like, I didn't ask for his permission. Like, I just feel like,
Yeah.
So, I don't know. I just don't feel the need to go back and just hurt myself because I see how he pays attention to the kids that aren't even his. You know what I mean? Which I know sucks. I know. Don't freaking cancel me. But that's how it feels as a daughter that didn't have that. But on the other hand, as a human being, okay, I am happy that those girls have somebody to look after them.
Yeah.
Because, I mean, I wouldn't want the same thing that happens to me or whatever to happen to somebody else. You know what I mean? But, yeah, I told him about, like, some shit that happened when I was younger. Not specifically. I didn't, like, say it out, like, out loud. But, like, he understood me because I was, like, crying and stuff. And he was kind of like, oh, I'm sorry. Like, and did you talk to your mom? It was kind of like, why didn't you tell me? Like, he was mad. Why didn't you tell me? But also, did you talk to your mom? So it's kind of like,
okay.
Were you gonna be there, or did you just wanted to hand it over to my mom? Like, what was gonna happen?
Yeah.
So I don't know. I just don't feel the need to reopen stuff with him. I mean, I miss him. Like, he's funny and stuff, but I don't want to talk to him like that.
You just kind of see it as a close cycle.
Exactly.
Yeah.
I have Eric for a reason. That's how I see it now.
That's true. Yeah, you don't really need that, I guess. But yeah, I don't know, my thought process is just always like, God forbid, like something happened, like, would you have that regret of, oh, I should have built a relationship, or I should have at least tried, because it's hard. Because you don't want that hard feeling of regret, and it's, because right now we're young, so it's kind of like, oh, like, screw it, like, I don't need them. But then later on, it's like, oh, maybe I should have, tried.
See, I get that. But also, like, think about it this way. Because, okay, so I'm going to re-say what I said because we said in the last recording. But sometimes we give our all to somebody that doesn't want it or doesn't reciprocate it or whatever it may be. And what if that person is our dads and we're over here trying to be like, oh, hi, buddy, right?
Yeah.
And so then we turn around and we're just missing out on somebody else able to give us that love and attention and as much as we want it, but we're not really putting our time and love into that specific relationship. For example, right? Your sister is married. She has her own wife. But what can your dad give you that your sister can't? Like, are you really every day giving her the love that she deserves? Like, thank you for being here with me. Thank you for, like, affirming her that even though, let's say one day you guys move apart or whatever, even though you guys are still in the same, like, house or whatever, every day should be, like, just love, And what is your dad giving you that? The person right there
don't
that
already
you're,
have.
Yeah, that you're not neglecting, but you're not giving that same effort to. You know what I mean? Like, what is he gonna do? So that's how I see it.
That's true.
Sometimes I do think about, like, damn, what if one day, like, he just drops? I mean,
don't say it like that.
But
yeah,
like, what if that happens? Obviously, I would be hurt. I'd be like, damn, I hope he lived a good life.
That's it.
Honestly, like, no, like, just, like, no joke though. Like, my mom was always there, so and your mom was always there. So it was like,
so like you don't really feel.
Yeah, it's not that we're not gonna feel sad. We're not crazy. We're not psychopaths. Of course, we're gonna feel sad. We're gonna cry,
but it's not gonna be the same.
But it's not gonna. We're not gonna cry because of what we had. We're gonna cry because of what we didn't have. That's the difference. And it's just gonna hurt less than,
Yeah. Dang, that hit.
I don't know, dude, because trust me, I've thought about it, and I'm like, I think about it, I'm just like, dude, I I still, in my heart of hearts, I love that guy. You know, I love my dad, not because he was ever a father figure, but because even though he wasn't there, I found the person I need to be with, and now I give what I could have gave to that person to this person. You know, I give that attention, I give that love, I give that praise to that person, because at the end of the day, though, that person is the one taking care of my heart and me.
See, I've never really seen it that way. Now that Yaretxi points it out, it's like you're trying to give, you know, to this person that is not being receptive and not even acknowledging, like you say, your mom. So it's like I never just like found that correlation between the both, which makes sense because, you know, you're like essentially you're just chasing the validation, you know? You're chasing the approval.
Exactly.
Like, oh, you're worthy of being loved. You know, you're accepted. So it's just, I don't know, it's like a therapy.
Yeah, but why do we need that? Like, we shouldn't need the approval of somebody that doesn't even know us.
You don't need it. Yeah, you don't. But I think you just need to reaffirm it to your inner child because they're the ones that don't know, you know? And it's
Exactly.
like your inner child just, you know, grows up believing like, oh, like, why didn't my dad, you know, love me? Why wasn't he there for me? Why, you know, why didn't he validate me the way that, you know, I was supposed to? So I think it's just going back to healing your inner child. But yeah, it's like us, like we're like, okay, like, you know, we don't need to be defined by people. So it's, yeah. So it's just healing yourself, healing your inner child.
Yeah, it always goes back to the person they left. Because, mind you, they didn't leave us for who we are now, right? We became who we are on our own and around the people that made us who we are. Okay?
Yeah.
They, in our head, they were not there. So they don't know, you know? So they left. That's how I see it right now. Because I'm like, damn, they left the little girl that couldn't even speak for herself.
Yeah.
You know,
stand up for herself.
She couldn't defend herself. Now I got a loud ass voice and I can defend myself, right? But back then I couldn't. And it hurt back then not being able to express that to somebody that had other kids or other family that they loved and they adored or whatever it may be, right? But now as an adult, I see it and I'm just like, they don't need to be a part of my life because I already grew up.
So now it's like, what's the point?
Yeah.
Like they're just gonna be there, but you know, they're just gonna be existing, but not adding any value to your life, I guess. So yeah, it is something that it's gonna take a while to work through. I mean, it's not overnight. I mean, like they say, we're just children in adult bodies, so
We really are, guys, because I mean, every time he calls, I still get that, like,
oh yeah,
maybe I should answer, you know, but
aww, you're little,
I just
little
try to,
Yaretxi.
yeah, I just try to push it away because I'm like, the big Yaretxi don't need it right now. And I already know, like, he's very, like, judgmental también. Yeah, so, yeah, when he still calls, I still feel like this whole, maybe I should answer.
Yeah.
But my big sister self is like, no, you don't need to answer. You don't need judgment in your life right now. You know, and I don't know. I think I'm like that. Like, moving on from dads, though. Daddy issues. No, I think I am like that with a lot of people. That's what I'm afraid about, though, because I sometimes tend to push people away when I feel not neglected, but I feel
Abandoned.
the abandonment. No, I start feeling like
not valued.
Yeah, not valued. There you go. And I obviously it stems from what we were just talking about, because when we were younger, we weren't valued as the little girls that we were.
I know. And then like, sorry, I just have to mention something. I was talking to my therapist like a while. It was like, I think it was last month. And basically I was talking about my codependent issues because that also stems from abandonment wound. And she was like, she said something that just hit me so hard. And I swear in that moment I cried. And it was like, she was like, did you feel enough as a child growing up? And I was like, I answered no to that. And, you know, it's just the pain behind that. It's like, it's just so deep. So, yeah. So go back to what you were saying. I just had to throw that.
No, yeah, that's hella real. Like, we
Yeah.
didn't, we did not feel enough in general because they left us and we were kids.
Yeah.
Like, how are we not enough for you?
Oh my God.
You know, and that still goes to today. Like, even with the friends we've made before, like, how, like, what I'm putting forward, like, on this silver platter, like, I'm giving you, you know, everything that I want as a friend, and you're still not reciprocating it, or you're kind of just like, whatever about it. Like, how is that not enough for you?
Mm-hmm.
You know? And now going back, right? How are we going to heal that? We don't need to be enough for other people. We need to be enough for ourselves.
Exactly. You do.
Mm-hmm.
But you also need to nourish the relationships that for the people that do want to be there for you. You know, not completely be dismissive, because I know for me that's something I do need to work through. Because again, I'm very much, you know, familiar with avoidant people. I tend to give to them, and you know, it's when people naturally give to me, I'm just like, I'm thankful, but I just don't know how to give back to them. And like, I don't know why, and I question it till this day, but I think it's just exposing myself to those types of people so I can be familiar and be like, okay, you know, like, it's safe for you to be around these people. They're not going to leave you, versus, you know, just dealing with people that are avoidant, you know, like giving and knowing that they're going to stay because you're giving. So I think that's what it is. But yeah.
Yeah, it shouldn't be like that. Like, you should feel like they're going to be there regardless if you give them something or not.
Yeah.
Like, for me, I'm very, I was telling Jessica, I give a lot. Like, I think I give more than I've ever been given. So I don't know where it comes from, and I probably is that. I feel like I what is it called? Overcompensate for what I didn't get.
Yeah.
But at the end of the day, I just hurt myself, because realistically, 99.9% of the people are not gonna do what you are willing to do for them. You know? Like, I can be like, I would take a bullet for you, I would do this for you, and I'm like a ride or die type of person, you know? And when that's not reciprocated into the extreme levels that I'm doing it, it kind of hurts. Like, it stings, and I start feeling neglected, which I start pushing people away, and it just becomes a whole cycle again. You know, like, maybe we're not friends with that person anymore, but then I get somebody else, and it just becomes that whole thing again. And that's how it's just like every time, you know? So it's super important to just give yourself the grace and give yourself what you give other people.
Yeah, pretty much. Because if you don't approve of yourself, if you don't validate yourself, how do you expect people to validate you? Or, you know, say you're enough? If you feel like you're not even enough for yourself. So,
you know? I know we talk a lot about energy. I know, y'all. Stop
hating.
I know, but I am a believers of energy, bro. Like, that's one thing that is never gonna change in me. I think I've been a believer since, like, when I was young. I like we were saying in the other episode, the one about energy. I'm very delicate to different people's energies, and sometimes just I give off so much energy to people, and they kind of like dim me because they don't have that same energy or that same spark. But going back to giving so much to somebody, it's the same thing. It's like when you watch, what is that quote? Like, you can't pour from
from an empty cup.
Yeah. So if you start seeing, like, the people around you being the empty cup, and you're just the full cup, you know, you're always a full cup, and they're just the empty cup. They're lacking and lacking and lacking, and you want to give a little bit of the water. That's okay. You know, I'm not saying don't do that, but start saving your energy or that water for the people that are gonna that are willing to give you that water back when you need it. That's what I mean. Because a lot of people, once you give them that water, they'll be selfish and they keep that water for themselves. So when you need it the most, you're not getting that water. No, honey, you're in a drought.
Being dried up.
Pretty much. You're going to be like that worm from SpongeBob.
Oh, gosh. Not the worm. You don't want to be the worm.
You're going to be the worm. So, I don't know.
Yes. But
Protect
also,
yourself.
people can only meet you as far as they have met themselves. And if they're not in tune, with their emotions and, I guess at the same level you are, you can't really expect much from them either. So I guess that's the way you have to see it too, just let people be, let them be. Don't try to force people into the image that you have of them, because then you're kind of setting yourself for expectation. So yeah, it's important to just, let people express themselves how they want to, let them be the type of person they want to be. And if they want to show up for you, they're going to show up for you. If they want to, put in the effort to try and be there for you, they are. But, just focus on yourself. Like your ex said, pour love into yourself, but don't try to force this person and be like, oh, like, give me what I need. So.
See, yeah, like, I agree with that. That one hits deep about, like, forcing, because I'm very much that person. I think I already confessed that in one of the videos. I don't know which one. But I do try to paint this picture perfect of a person that I see as the best friend ever, And sometimes they, not to be rude, they just don't qualify for the best friend ever that I want to see. You know what I mean? And that's okay. That's all in its due time. And this is the one thing I like is people change for the right people.
Or they change because they want to change. But yeah, it goes back to that. Because they want to change for them.
Like sometimes, most of the time, they change to, not to please others, but they just want to feel more comfortable, right? So I don't know. I see it now like a lot with friendships. It's kind of like, oh, well, they're not that person with me. They're that person with somebody else. They just don't say it or they don't see it, but I see it. So it's kind of like, you gotta like pick and choose your battles. So if they're not the right person for you, just walk away. You're gonna find the right person. The person that, like she said, is gonna be on that same level you're on, And maybe you're not. Maybe they're like one level under you, but still, if they're willing to pour some of their water onto you when you need it the most, that's all that matters.
Yeah, definitely.
And I think that's how you heal your abandonment wound. Like by giving to the people that most deserve it around you, and stop being like avoidant towards the people that want to be there for you.
No, for sure. It's difficult. It's not easy because I know, it goes back to just being like your inner child just wants that familiar like family dynamic you grew up with. So it can be difficult sometimes. But yeah, for sure, just expose yourself to people that want the best for you and, that have the best interests at heart and are not people that are bringing you down, and just kind of dismissing you. And yeah, I would say just, like your ex said, just work towards nourishing relationships like that.
Yes. Love the way you want to be loved, but don't give too much away that you're not giving yourself.
Exactly.
Pretty much it.
Basically. So self-love and
yes,
is the most important thing, I would say. Yeah. Because, what were you saying?
No, go ahead.
Oh, no, yeah, I was just going to say that once I started, the healing process, for sure, like, self-love has helped me in not focusing so much on people that are avoidant and being like, oh, like, why didn't they reach out, or like, why did they choose to stay out of my life? So it's like, you know, you're just kind of focusing on the wrong things in life, and you're basically mentally, like, energetically draining yourself. So it's not good for you either.
Yeah, I agree with Jessica. Just be who you want to be, but don't give too much.
Don't give too much.
That's so sad that our inner child had to go, not inner child, but our child, us, when we're children, had to go through that. And now our inner child is fighting to take away those, like, bad moments that we had.
That's sad.
Like, let's everybody, give yourself a self hug, okay?
Yes, give yourself a self-hug.
Hug
Tell
your inner
yourself
child.
you love yourself.
Hug yourself and tell you it's gonna be okay. Which is so weird because my therapist, like when I used to go to therapy, she would do this all the time.
Oh,
She
really?
would be like, all right, so now we're just gonna hug ourselves and tell yourself she would make me close my ass.
Oh, God. What kind of therapist did you have?
She would make me close my eyes, and she would make me say, like, I am enough, like, I am worthy, and, like, all this, you know,
Affirmations, yeah.
But yeah, you just gotta hug your inner self sometimes, like your inner child, and give them a big hug that maybe you didn't get when you were younger. Because I mean, I wasn't really much of a hugger when. Guys, our camera died, and I'm not really feeling like charging it, so Jessica and I are here to say, oh my gosh.
Bye. See you guys next week.